What's up guys, this is Balázs from Racing Brick. I know I promised a very different video to you for this week, but we have a new competitor here, the brand new 10290 pickup truck. The package literally just arrived a few minutes ago, so let's take a closer look. Here is a red pickup truck on the front with some fruit, vegetables and flowers. The box has the usual boring 18 plus design with a black background, nothing special. On the back we get a shot from the rear side of the truck with even more accessories and close-up photos about the features. Now let's open it. The set has 1677 pieces, it will be released on the 1st of October and the price is 129.99 euros or dollars. Inside the box we find 14 numbered bags, the tires and the manual with the sticker sheets. It is actually quite interesting to see a generic vehicle in this product line. All similar cars I can recall were either branded or movie related. Maybe the London bus was the only exception, but that was also modeled after a specific type of bus. In the manual we get a short introduction about the set, explaining that the pickup truck is an iconic piece of motoring history. I'm sure it is in the US, but not everywhere else. As this is a farm vehicle, we get accessories for all 4 seasons. The building process is split in 8 stages, and we will start with the accessories. Here is the part list if you want to know the element numbers, and we can start building. We have tons of tiny pieces to use here. I have to confess this is not my favorite part. So we have carrots, tomatoes, a gift box that totally looked like purple in the manual instead of blue, a nice milk pail, a crate with pumpkins, a sign with big stickers, a cool watering can with some nice details and part usage. Here comes the Christmas wreath, and this one is a really annoying build. These round plates don't really attach to each other with a single stud, you need to have multiple layers, but until then it falls apart easily, very frustrating. Another weird color inconsistency in the manual, the green pieces suddenly become much lighter on the next page. The wreath is quite solid once it is finished, but this was a challenge. I really don't want to be too critical with the manual, but it's quite unusual to see so many flaws on the first few pages. The dark brown here is almost black and it's very difficult to see or distinguish from the other shade of brown. Luckily the build is fairly simple. The wheelbarrow is a nice build and has some interesting connections with the plate and the angled handles. The solution with the thin axle and the half pins supporting the wheel is also cool. It looks great with the flowers once finished, I like it. Finally, it's time to start the truck. The build begins with a sturdy studded Technic frame. You can see the rear axle and the exhaust as well. The frame gets covered quickly, and we have some reinforcements with studless Technic beams. Just a few jumper plates. You can see how they are used on both sides. This is the end of bag 2, with a few more details added here and there, like the pedals for example. Bag 3 starts with a nice Technic assembly for the steered front axle. The new white frictionless spin axle appears in this set as well. Now the whole steering setup is assembled, we only need the steering wheel. And here it is. Meanwhile we built a very interesting support structure here with some rubber elements. I assume it will hold the door, but I can't really see yet how the whole setup will function. Here is the build at the end of bag 3. Some interesting snod builds are coming, with the 2 assemblies being upside down compared to each other. This becomes the front fender area. Here is the front bumper and the usual headlights. This complex assembly takes most of bag 4 to build. It will become the back of the cabin. It's secured in place with a Technic half beam. Here's a very cool little V8 engine with tons of details and a nice sand green color and interesting part usage. Check out the flower holding the rubber band. It also looks fantastic in the engine bay. The next one is the radiator, then comes this cool grille with the V8 printed piece. The door is a nice piece on its own, but the most interesting is the mechanism to open and close it. The rubber piece is the key part. When we open the door it is pushed away of the frame but also held in place, and the rubber pulls it back when it is closed. The next main assembly is the bed of the truck. Take a look at this weird setup. We have these 2 sections facing against each other with those black pieces holding them together. Now adding the sides and then the front. It is a bit tricky to connect it to the chassis. Bag 7 starts with the seat bench, then the rest of the bag is spent with the hood and the dashboard. It is also a nice complex snod build. We have a printed dashboard piece and other details. The rear fender has a very interesting attachment method. It uses this yellow bar with the clips. This is the rear bumper, and then comes the tailgate that has a cool printed piece in the middle. With bag 8 we are approaching the end of the build. First we build the railings for the bed, then the rear view mirrors, then comes the windshield with the transparent stickers on the sides. The roof has the rear view mirror inside, and it has an interesting mounting method with the hole in the front. The final step is the assembly of the wheels. The metallic wheel covers look really cool, and they are attached in a clever way with the round 1x1 plates. And here is our finished model. Honestly, this set really grew on me. First I was not a big fan, but after building it I think it looks really neat. It has nice details all around, looks good from practically every angle. I especially like the front and the grille, and also the look of the white wall tires. There aren't many functional details, but all of them work well. We have the steering with the steering wheel, opening hood, opening tailgate, and the doors of course, which work really well. I like the rubber piece mechanism very much. The removable wooden railings on the bed is also a nice extra. Although not a functional feature, but the detailed engine looks stunning. About all the accessories and how they fit the model, well, I'm not sure I'm the target audience. I mean, I really like the pickup itself as a vehicle, but with all the accessories, I think the set is more meant to be a seasonal decoration. I looked it up and apparently models of such red pickup trucks are used frequently in the US as decoration, but I don't think the rest of the world would really be familiar with the concept. Because of this, I'm a little bit biased with the set. As a truck model it's great, detailed, it has nice functions, it's also an enjoyable build, but the addition of these seasonal accessories is a bit weird for me. I'm sure a lot of people will like this and use it for this purpose, maybe I will try it too for Christmas, who knows. About the size, since it is not a replica of an exact model, I cannot really tell the scale, but this is how it looks like next to a few other Creator Expert cars. The tires and rims are the same like the ones used on the recent Volkswagen T2 camper van. One reason for my slight disappointment might be the fact that instead of this, I was expecting this. Why? There were rumors floating around with this set number since the spring about the DeLorean, and I really wanted to see a Creator Expert scale car from Back to the Future. As you see, this one is clearly not a DeLorean, but I hope we will see that one too in the future, and we simply aren't ready for that one yet, but our kids are gonna love it. Okay, I'll stop. So, I can't help wondering if this set was used as a generic filler because of the other one had to be rescheduled for some reason. Don't get me wrong, it's a decent pickup truck with some really nice details and accessories, but it simply does not fit in the previous lineup. To quickly contradict myself, this set has some fairly new parts like the tires, the white frictionless spin, or this bow element that was only introduced recently, so the design cannot be that old. Or maybe it was on the shelves only waiting for the new parts to be finished. Anyway, it's a great looking little truck with some very nice details, few but properly working functions, so all in all I don't think we can really complain about it. A cool truck for the car lovers and a decoration piece for the ones who are into that. It's good to have variety among the LEGO sets. This might be easily the dream set for some instead of yet another branded Creator Expert car. It also seems to be a good parts pack and a solid base for some modding. Hot rods, rat rods and maters, I'm sure we will see them on Rebricable. As always, please let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up. You can also subscribe and tap that notification bell if you don't want to miss my upcoming reviews and other LEGO RC videos. See you next time, bye bye!